Alright, what's good, friendlies and non-friendly ghosts? How's everybody doing? I know this is an old trailer, but you know, what better time to just reminisce about it, right? Just watch it back, because I wanted to talk about World Tour. I've seen a lot of people talking about World Tour and how this is going to be the new Mortal Kombat Konquest for Deception, and I just wanted to give my take on that because somebody who played Mortal Kombat, you know, a lot. And we're just going to chalk it up a bit, but let's watch the trailer first.
Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. No, hey, stop! Watch out!
Safety first, bud.
We do gotta admit that this is probably the best trailer, you know, in a long ass time for a fighting game. This was one of the hypest trailers, or just the best trailers. Outside of the original trailer for Street Fighter 6, it's got two of the best trailers out there. That also looks so sick, man.
Shall we begin?
We need more old people in fighting games. That also looks so sick.
Me to be a pushover.
Man, I can't wait to actually see all this stuff in completion. The new stages, new songs. Did we already pass like the World Tour stuff? Or are we just watching this just for the fuck, for the hell of it? Why not? Why not? Yeah, we already... No, there was more World Tour stuff, right? It's not in this trailer. It's not in this trailer. It's in a different, like in the stream trailer. That's where it's at. Let's just rewind this part real quick and just go through it like detail by detail, or just slow motion and stuff. You know, I'm only doing this because I'm like editing stuff, so it's gonna take a minute for me to edit. So this is gonna be like real quick, easy to do. So let's just go through it real nice and slow. Oh, I'll put it in the fast forward. Hold up, he's going too fast. Slow down, slow down. What? Did I see SpongeBob sea? Hold the fuck, he got slipped. Was that SpongeBob sea walking? What the fuck was I looking at? Right? Did you see that? I swear I saw SpongeBob sea walking. Okay, let's just watch it back. The scaling and just differentiating the maps. Like when I'm looking at this, like I think it could be easy to get tricked by this image and thinking that you can explore every bit of this. I don't know what to expect, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that the blue borders that you see at the... Can you see my mouse? There's blue borders, a light blue and a dark blue. And I'm just going to assume that these are your boundaries that you can't actually access, right? Because they're very specifically placed, and I see no reason why they would be there otherwise. They could be like you can hop over them and you know, traverse over them. That could be the case, but I'm just going to assume that they stand out so much and they're, you know, at the bottom too. I'm just going to assume that that is the limitation of the map. So yeah, that's just what I'm expecting, and I would assume that you can go inside the Hagar Stadium. So that would be a big plus. I wonder what the Hagar Stadium actually is. Maybe it's like a tournament. I don't know. People familiar with Street Fighter and Final Fight and whatever that this comes from would probably be more in the know. But yeah, like comparing this, the blue boundaries, I'm assuming our boundaries are what kind of makes me rinse or close one eye and say, you know, I don't know, like maybe Mortal Kombat has the advantage in this area. And it's just because of how large this looks. It looks very large, right? And that's not a bad thing per se. At the same time, I feel like there's not gonna be that much to this mode because it is a fighting game and this is just side content. Can't help but question this and say like this is gonna be a large portion of this area of this city, and it's just not gonna be that much in between that looks any different from this. Like that's just something that I just can't help but think. Whereas in Mortal Kombat Deception Conquest,
have you seen the Peeping Tom yet?
like I said, the scale of the game it could be technically smaller in every aspect, but when you look at it and you play it, you go from one section to the next section and you feel like you're in a completely different area code. And you know, that's all largely done by hiding things behind trees and forests and mountain regions. And long story short is that there's a lot of diversity in Mortal Kombat Deception, despite how small it actually is and how limited it actually is. It still gives you that feeling of going, you know, you don't feel like you're just going down the street and crossing down to a different block, or you know, or going like, you know, you feel like you're traveling, you know, through countrysides and, you know, entering different cities in Mortal Kombat Deception. Whereas, you know, a lot of games, they just go ham on the scale of things, but it ultimately what it comes down to is you're in one small section of a city, and it's just all just one city, and it doesn't really do that good of a job of making it feel different from one side of the map to the other side. And that's just one of the things that I am concerned about. And I hope that they go for the scheme of being that world traveling type of, you know, you go to Japan, and I hope that they go for that type of setting where, you know, they just have like a Japan setting, they have like a, you know, a French setting, and they have like a, you know, this setting, and, you know, I hope they go by countrysides and more so than they go by, well, large section here. This is one big city, and then here's Street Fighter Town, and here's some of that's where Chun-Li stays, and after that, I just hope that they make it feel like you're actually traveling from one location to the next location instead of just, you know, going down the street and crossing the block. And that's just one thing that I hope that they go for. But looking at things like this, watching this guy get slugged, you know, it could, like, I hope that is what they're going for here, and that this isn't just like them turning the camera and then the Hagar Stadium is right behind it. I hope that this is like an entirely different section, and, you know, it will be dope if they were intertwined in some form of way, or you got like a flight place where you just take off and go to like the next countryside or the next country or whatever. That'd be pretty cool if there was just like some way to smoothly travel between one to the next. But yeah, I just hope that this is actually the promise that there's like a a town that looks like this, you know, more traditional, you know, and I just hope that these are all like at least very well disguised. And if we were to turn the camera in a 360-degree angle, that you don't see the Hagar Stadium anywhere, and it looks like this own populated section, right? I said it like several different times. But that's just my one big hope in what they do. But it's a lot to ask for. Look, that's SpongeBob, right? This is SpongeBob sea walking. Let me get hold up now. Don't trip though. Don't trip. Where's he at? There we go. Okay, uses a small section, but all right, get out of here. Hagar Stadium. That's all part of that one section. But I didn't see the pool next to Hagar Stadium. Was that pool section there? That little pond, was that there? Where this does have Mortal Kombat beat is, yeah, where is that pool section? Maybe that's like more off to the side somewhere. Also, I noticed those look like little tents or like little stores, not just barricades. They look like stores or something. Yeah, that is looking cool. I wonder what this mode is all going to be about, to be honest. I wonder if it's going to be like Deception, where Deception is just one giant training mode, essentially. That's all that it is. It doesn't have any of the fun stuff that Street Fighter 6 is looking like it's going to have. It doesn't have any of this. So on the fun aspect of everything, I already know Street Fighter 6 wins. Like, looking at this, as goofy as it looks, I like seeing that this is like a completely different section, and it's just, you know, I love seeing that, and I hope that this isn't just like one long road, and I hope that there's like at least like 4 different owls, or you know, that you can go down. I hope that it's just not one single road, you know. But again, this is a lot to hope for a fighting game, and the fact that Deception did it, Deception was able to pull it off because Mortal Kombat can exist beyond a fighting game. It doesn't need the fighting game to the fighting aspect. Mortal Kombat can exist on lore alone, and that's where it's able to pull a lot from, even if it's out of its ass sometimes. So I wonder if Street Fighter has enough to sustain itself, because this looks really nice. And the fact that they're getting inspiration from Shenmue is always a large plus. I want to watch that the stream version where they showed more. So let me look for that real quick. Okay, so I couldn't find it. I didn't look that hard, but you know, it's not really worth looking for it. So we're just gonna watch this trailer. And for sure, when Street Fighter 6 drops, if I am lucky enough to be able to, we are going to be playing this. You know, we're going to be messing with Street Fighter 6, so you know, a lot. It's pretty much going to be this year's version of Soul Calibur 6 for me.
So I've been thinking about strength, man. Strength, might, the power to fight. Is it money, authority, a cool job, a ton of likes? Okay. Let's keep it simple.
Okay.
I want to be strong. Can you believe it? We got self-driving cars. The time's coming, we'll be taking rockets to Mars. And yet you still got folks out there using their fists and bodies to seek strength. Yeah, I hear you, man. we're all a bunch of fools. But, you know, if you want to know about strength, you just gotta get to it. We fighting fools are all getting to it on the streets.
Man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to be a fool. I've been a fool by purchasing so many trash, let me not say trash, but so many games that I didn't really feel like you reached out to me. So I would be a damned fool if I didn't do the same for this one. We going in, man. We going in. Yeah, I can't wait for it to drop. Like, I don't know if I've ever set this recorded because I've deleted many recordings. Street Fighter 6 reminds me a lot of Mortal Kombat. Let's just go back to this. Let's go back to it. It reminds me, let's do this whole thing. Let's do it live. Let's do it live. We're doing it live. This Street Fighter trailer and everything about Street Fighter 6 so far reminds me of Mortal Kombat 9's resurgence with that debut trailer. The hype that the game is generating and the amount of positive reception that it's getting, returning to the roots per se. It's got that energy.
When you go looking for strength, it's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin. If you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
Yeah, hey there, I do this. Never fear losing.
There's that Hacker Stadium in the back.
A real problem, but I solve them all face proof. And if you think I'm going forward, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. Or dunk inside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk. And I
So they sold, we see more of this like Chinatown, and you could climb ladders and stuff.
It started from the ground up, training getting wound up, channeling it in itself and moving up and down, crossing over, passing around, on the time the clock and keep scoring.
I predict that Street Fighter 6 is going to be the best fighting game of the 2020s. The best fighting game of the 2020s. That's what I predict. It's going to have that type of legacy. I can feel it.
The top player is here.
Let me have some fun.
Ready? Then show me.
This will be a good fight.
Right, and what I mean by that is effectively, I think Street Fighter 6 is going to be the Tekken 3 of Street Fighter.
This is our destiny. My secret art.
Street Fighter 6.
It's going to be the Tekken 3 of Street Fighter. It's going to be the Mortal Kombat 9 of Street Fighter. It's going to be a doozy. And we'll just watch that Mortal Kombat 9 trailer real quick. Like when Mortal Kombat 9 first dropped, people were losing their shit. Mortal Kombat finally returned to 2D. Finally. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. I remember I was in high school when this was dropping. And I was telling all my friends, I didn't care if they thought, because people didn't really like, gaming wasn't really that well received back then. Like gaming and like anime and all that stuff. It wasn't really all that much, at least the areas that I came from, right? You either were associated with sports, with rapping or music in some way, or dancing, break dancing, or you were part of a gang affiliate, or you just already just hard at work or in the military, or those were really all the options that there were. And gaming was kind of frowned upon back when I was in school, right? You just had no life if you liked video games. That's just what you were associated with, So I know a lot of people weren't in that type of environment, and they, it was like the thing to do, but that's the thing to do now, like more globally. But when I was growing up, where I grew up at, it was not like that. Not like that at all. Unless it was 2K. And that's where 2K is still living off of. It's still feeding off of that shit. But I didn't give a fuck. I was Mortal Kombat die hard. Showed this to everybody. Look at this shit. Mortal Kombat is back. 2D. They gave us DC Universe. That shit was trash. Look at this shit. Right? This was like top notch back then. Like that right there. This shit. Oh, the X-rays, dog. And of course, they got to do my man subs like that in every goddamn trailer, man. Every trailer. I downloaded this on a PSP and I watched this shit back so many times. And ultimately, I never ended up buying the game. That's the funniest shit about all of it. I never ended up playing it or buying the game. I have it now, but I still haven't played it. Played it. But I've still loved it, because I didn't have next gen back then. I loved this game, and everybody and their mama loved it. It was so content rich. It was the return to Mortal Kombat roots. And seeing this, like, we were getting hyped just off of the effect of the freeze. Look at he looks like he's really frozen. Look at the icicles dripping down. We were getting hype over this shit. Look at how good it looks. Next gen, even though it was already next gen with DC, that shit was trash. Look at the blood. Blood is back in Mortal Kombat. The tag team stuff and this. And then like around this time, we also had like people were like playing the game like on recorded footage. And it was like, we were seeing like Melina's fatality and I think they were like censoring Scorpion's fatality and shit. And like, oh, we can't show this to the public. And no, this is top secret. Keep this behind the curtains. That shit was hype. That was the shit. And I feel like this same magnetism is happening with Street Fighter 6. And, people feel like it's just a return to the goodness of it. And that's what I can't wait to experience myself as somebody who missed Street Fighter for the majority of everything. I've only played Street Fighter 2. I don't know which version of it back in the day. And I had like a floppy disk of it. So I didn't really get that much time with it. So Third Strike is really my first experience playing Street Fighter. I played it earlier this year. I can't wait to get a first hands-on experience with everybody at the exact same time. Learning it. You're with everybody else, even though people are already learning it and playing it, and people motherfucking modders and shit. You're going to hell. I'm just playing. I'm joking. Can't wait for it. Street Fighter 6. Count me in. when the hell can we get Dudley? Give me Dudley, give me Elena, give me Makoto, give me somebody I'm missing. I'm missing somebody. Give me Q. I'll catch y'all in the next video. And peace, people, always keep your heads up. This is those most ideal. Stay cool. Let me know what y'all think about the world tour. Do y'all think it's going to suffer from that problem of being one giant area but not really distincting itself from one location to the next? Are you concerned that it's going to be too restrictive, or are you even concerned at thinking about it at all? Do you give a fuck about it? I personally do care about it because I just love testing everything out. You know, no matter what fighting game, I can still learn from it and have fun doing other things. It's all good to me. And yeah, I think it's looking bright, even though this is old as fuck footage. It's showing some promise. Catch you later. Deuces, those posts, adios, stay cool. If you like this content, be sure to show some love. But always be sure to show that love to the people who matter to you. It's ITOwl bidding you farewell. Peace, much love, and stay cool. Deuces.